Have you ever promised yourself that you'd wake up early, exercise, study for an exam, or stop scrolling on your phone, only to end up doing the exact opposite? You know what you should do. You genuinely want to do it. Yet somehow, your actions don't match your intentions. So, why does this happen? One fascinating explanation comes from something called the Triune Brain Theory, developed by neuroscientist Paul MacLean in the 1960s. Although modern neuroscience considers it an oversimplified model, it's still a powerful way to understand the constant battle happening inside your mind. Roughly put, the theory suggests that every human has 3 brains. Congratulations. Well, not literally. Instead, the theory proposes that our brain can be thought of as 3 evolutionary layers that often compete with one another. The first brain is the Neomammalian Complex, what we can broadly associate with the prefrontal cortex. Neo means new. According to the theory, this structure is exclusive to so-called higher mammals, like human beings, and our closest primate relatives. It gives us our capacity for thought and consciousness, language, planning, and so forth. Unfortunately, this is not where our priorities lie. The second brain is the Paleomammalian Complex, which we can broadly relate to the limbic system. Paleo means older. As the name implies, this part of the brain was compared to prehistoric mammals that didn't have much immediate need for reflection or deep understanding. They simply needed to feed themselves, reproduce, and look after their young. But they needed powerful sensations to drive those behaviors. To eat, they needed to feel hungry. To reproduce, they needed sexual desire. To care for their offspring, they needed strong parental instincts. So, the Paleomammalian Complex reflects those primal urges: hunger, sexual arousal, parental drive, and the emotions they bring. This is where our priorities lie, much of the time outside our conscious awareness. The third brain is the Reptilian Complex. It's so named because scientists once believed reptiles were driven more by raw instinct than carefully considered thought or biological need. We're talking about dominance, aggressive attacks on other species, territorial marking, and ceremonial displays, like a peacock showing off its magnificent plumage. According to the Triune Brain Theory, these 3 brains are always at each other's throats. Your rational, advanced human brain knows perfectly well that it needs to do certain practical things, and that if you do them consistently, you're more likely to achieve positive results. But the caveman-like paleomammalian brain is constantly interrupting it with primitive urges and emotions. And when you throw the reptilian brain into the mix with its raw instincts and drive for survival, forget it. Your best laid plans can quickly fall into chaos. The self-discipline you want requires your neomammalian brain to keep winning these internal battles, but that's much easier said than done. Another way to think about these 3 brains is in terms of energy expenditure. The prefrontal cortex requires a lot of fuel to do its work. Every time you carefully think through a situation, weigh the pros and cons, create something new, or predict future outcomes, you're using real brain power. It takes energy to think things through, and no one wants to spend that much energy on every decision, especially when a quick response seems easier. The limbic system, on the other hand, works almost automatically. It takes very little effort to process emotions or react purely on instinct. The limbic system naturally prefers the path of least resistance because it's easier and requires less energy to maintain. The reptilian complex falls somewhere in between. Once again, the Triune Brain Theory is presented here only as an illustrative model. It's meant to show why our actions don't always match our intentions and how our brains can sometimes work against us. Just as it's natural for us to remain comfortable and indulge our primal drives, it's also within us to do what we need to achieve our goals. So, the next time you wonder why you keep choosing short-term comfort over long-term success, remember, it may not simply be a lack of willpower. It may feel like different parts of your brain are competing for control, and self-discipline is the process of helping your rational brain win that battle a little more often. If you enjoyed this video and learned something new, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and share it with someone who has struggled to stay disciplined. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.